Draw the flowchart to check whether a given number is odd or even. So we know how to write the algorithm. So same algorithm we can represent it in a flowchart. So start, then input a number and finding out the remainder. So finding out the remainder r equal to n percentage 2. This will give the remainder when n is divided by 2. So this remainder, if it is equal to 0, then print even. If it is not equal to 0, then print odd. So there are two alternatives, two options. So we have to put it in a decision box or diamond symbol. That condition we have to put it in a decision box. If it is a condition or decision statement, it will be having two options, either yes or no. So yes means whatever should be the output, that is even number. No means it is odd number. After that it will be, both the cases it will come to stop. So that is about this problem. Then we can see the next algorithm. Write an algorithm and draw the flowchart to display the sequence 1, 2, 3, etc. up to n. So here we had to, this problem is to display a sequence. For that means display n numbers like that. So first we can see what is the input to this problem. Input and what should be the output and what process we have to do. So here the input is the limit n. How many numbers we have to, till what number we have to display. For example, if it is 10 means 1, 2, 3, etc. up to 10 we have to display. So that is the input is limit n. Input we have identified, and what is the output? Output means till 10 each number we have to print. So we have to repeatedly do the printing operation. We do not have to print a single number, we have to print n numbers. So printing, that thing we have to repeatedly do. So first value, so we have to set whether we have reached the limit n, we have to check. So one counter we can keep, that is I. I can be incremented. After printing each number, I can be incremented. So initialize I value, initially that counter value is 1, then print I. So 1 is getting printed, then I value gets incremented, I equal to I plus 1. Then we have to check the condition, if I less than or equal to n, that is, for example, if n is 10, I is 1 now, 1 less than or equal to 10, then again we have to repeat the same. So go to step 4, print I, that is 2 getting printed, then again I gets incremented, I becomes 3 less than or equal to n, then again we had till 10 we had to print. So this is called as a loop. Repeatedly we are doing the same. So what thing should come in the loop, what are the repeated steps that should be coming in the loop. So this program, input is the limit n and output is each number 1, 2, 3, these numbers. So repeatedly what process we have to do, we have to print a number and increment. So this 2 comes in the loop. So same algorithm, we can draw the flow chart of this one. Start, input n. Input means it should be in a parallelogram. Then I equal to 1. This is an operation. So I equal to, initializing I is equal to 1. Then print I equal to I plus 1. Then we have to check a condition, whether I less than or equal to n. If less than or equal to n, we have to again print that number and then increment. Once it is greater than n, it will be coming out of this condition, coming out of this loop, and then stop. So that is for printing n numbers. So next question is, draw the flowchart to find the sum of n natural numbers. Sum of n natural numbers means, for example, n numbers printing we know now, we have to find the sum. So one more step we can include here, like sum after incrementing I, sum equal to, one more step we can put, that is, in this itself we can give sum equal to sum plus I value, sum equal to sum plus I. So sum value we have to initialize here as 0, and then each I value we get to add. In this loop we will be adding. So this one you can see in the next flowchart. That is start, input n, then I equal to 1, s equal to 0, s equal to, s means sum, or you can use the variable sum also, s equal to s plus I equal to I plus 1, phi less than or equal to n, again we have to add that I value. So this loop continues. Once it is greater than n means we will be printing that s, sum value. So from this we have to understand the loop concept, that is repeatedly if you want to do something, it should go back and repeat the steps. So here repeatedly we have to do the addition, sum of n numbers. What is the input? Here again n is the input. So start input n. So till n have reached or not. So we have to keep one counter, that counter is I. That counter value we will initialize it as 1. Sum value initially we will initialize it as 0 because addition identity is 0. So we will initialize that with 0. Then s equal to s plus I. S equal to s plus I means s equal to 0 plus I value is 1. Then s will be equal to 1. Then I value we have to increment. Then I value becomes 2. If I less than or equal to n. Suppose if n equal to 10, this I value is 2 now, 2 less than or equal to 10. So this condition is true, yes. Yes means we'll go back in the loop. This loop s equal to s plus I. S equal to s is 1 now, s plus I means 1 plus 2. This value becomes 1 plus 2, that is 3. Again we come here, I equal to I plus 1, I value becomes 3. Then again check this condition, I less than or equal to 10. So again it will go back, s equal to s plus I. I value is now 3, so 1 plus 2 plus 3. Similarly this will continue until 10. So 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 10. N elements gets added. After that, if this condition becomes false and it will come out of the loop and print the value s, then stop. The sum value it will get printed and then stop. So this introduces the concept of loops. Loop means repeatedly we have to do the same thing and then we have to go back to the previous steps.